Hey everyone, Mr. Zed here. It's been a while since I've read to you, but I'm back. And I'm ready to read a story today called Whale Gets Stuck by Charles Fuge and Karen Hales. Now, before I begin, I just want to mention briefly that it is Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend, and I'm just going through so many of the things in my mind that I'm thankful for. My family, especially my family, and my friends. And this story really identifies the importance of having good friends that are helpful and want to try and get you out of dangerous situations and help you to be healthy and in the right environment. And before I begin reading the actual story, there is an introduction that I just found that talks a little bit about whales and their environment. So I guess just one more time, here's the cover. Whale Gets Stuck. And when you open up the first page, there's a lot of legal writing about copyrights and even says who this story is to. It's for Maddie, Hattie, Ned, Sydney, and Eve. That's what KH said. So Karen Hales wrote the story for those people. CF, Charles Fuge, he illustrated this story. And he says that this is for Mom and Dad, Sue Wolf, Rachel Campbell, Mary Quinn, and Hugh Norbury. Now, this might be a little bit tough to read along with me, but I'll hold the text close. Whales are some of the most fascinating creatures on Earth, and seeing them in the wild is a magical and unforgettable experience. Scientists still don't know why whales perform the great leaps out of the water that got the whale in this story into trouble, but it could be a way of communicating with one another. Whales face lots of dangers every day, many of them due to the actions of people. Entanglement in fishing nets, captures for marine parks, and pollution in our waters from chemicals, litter, and loud underwater noise are just a few of the many dangers that threaten their survival. WDCS, the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society, is the global voice for the protection of whales, dolphins, and their environment. WDCS is working hard to stop the threats facing whales and dolphins, protect them and the places they live, and to reach out to as many people as possible to help us in our work. To find out more about the work that we do and the animals that we help, or to adopt your very own whale, visit our website at www.wdcs.org. There we go. All right, so let's begin reading the actual story. "Look at me!" Whale cried as he leapt out of the water. Fish looked up at Whale and quickly swam aside. He didn't want Whale to land on top of him, but slap! Whale landed right in the middle of an ice patch, and struggle as he might, he was stuck fast. "What am I going to do now?" he spluttered. Just then a group of animals arrived to help out. "Don't worry," said Walrus. "We'll soon have you back in the water." "Dolphins!" he bellowed. "Tip the ice from underneath, and I will lever Whale off the ice with my magnificent tusks. But Whale didn't move an inch. "I know," Puffin squawked to the birds. "Let's lift him off instead." The birds flew up and perched on top of Whale. "Ouch! Stop!" shrieked Whale as the birds tried to grip his slippery skin with their sharp claws. "It won't work," he sighed sadly. "I'm stuck here forever." Everyone gathered around Walrus, hoping that he would have a bright idea. Meanwhile, under the water, Fish couldn't see what was happening up above, and he was getting worried. Why hadn't Whale come back below the water to see him? By now, a group of polar bears and seals had arrived to see what all the fuss was about. "That's it," said Walrus excitedly. "You seals can help push while I lever Whale with my magnificent tusks, and the dolphins tip the ice. That should do it." So the seals pushed, Walrus strained, and the dolphins tipped. But it was no good. Whale was still stuck fast. Poor Whale began to sob quietly. Suddenly, Narwhale appeared. If Whale leapt on the ice, then he must be able to leap off again. Perhaps he just needs a little jab from underneath, he smiled. He aimed his sharp tusk at the dark shadow above, thrust his tail, and thump! Narwhal's tusk wasn't quite long enough. Whale was still stuck, and Narwhal got a nasty bump on the nose. Meanwhile, Walrus had another plan. If the polar bears leap onto the edge of the ice and the dolphins tip the other side, then I will lever Whale with my magnificent tusks while the seals push. So the polar bears leapt, the dolphins tipped, Walrus strained, and the seals pushed. The ice moved slowly, tipped up, pointed towards the sky, and then... splash! It fell back into the water, and a huge wave swept everyone clean off the ice. Everyone, that is, except Whale. As the day went on, the sun got hotter and brighter, and Whale was still stuck. The animals pushed and shoved until finally they gave up and lay hot and panting on the cool ice. Deep in the water, Fish peered upwards, and this time he could see exactly what was going on. The heat of the sun and the hot, weary animals had begun to melt the ice. Fish could see that the ice was very thin. Above the surface, the tired animals had not noticed the creaking and the cracking all around them until crunch. All the animals were plunged right back into the sea, including Whale. Whale was just about to leap out of the water with joy when, "Whale, no!" cried Fish. Whale remembered that his friend was still waiting for him, so with a slap of his tail, he dived under the water. And the two friends spent the rest of the day splashing beneath the surface together. Interesting. So the friends all together, or by working all together, eventually helped the whale become free. And then another friend helped the whale not make the same mistake again. So friends are very important, and it's important to listen to the right friends. I hope everybody has a great day, and until we read again, see you later.